All right, hello. Happy April 2018 to Capricorn. All right, so let's start with the moons. The new moon is in Aries on the 16th, and the full moon is in Scorpio on the 30th of April. So take advantage of those moons and look out for the new moon and the full moon videos, okay? All right. So let's look at the rune. So the rune that I pull is Laguz, okay? It means water and emotion. So let's see when we pull the cards if everything matches up with the runes. And I find that it all does. We can see how it relates, right? So this means like water, sea, flowing, fertile, healing powers, renew, right? Life energy represents organic growth, natural growth, imaginations and psychic powers or matters, mysteries, fantasies, dreams, anything that's unknown or hidden, the deep, the underworld, right? It also mentions that making the wrong decisions or poor judgments. It could also mean that. So we want to make sure that we're calm and not reacting out of fear or any kind of negative low emotions, low vibrations, right? So I'm going to put that right there so you guys can see that. L-A-G-U-Z is how you spell it, okay? So you pronounce it Laguz. All right, so let's shuffle these cards. What are we using? We're using Waite right now. All right, Capricorn. Ooh, you got a major arcana. All right, so let me organize this joint here. I don't know why the cards are all shifty. They're like all like zigzag. I usually get them pretty good and straight. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands, Capricorn. So it's like fighting, let me get some vibes going on here in the background. So it's like defending yourself, okay? It's the Seven of Wands. So it's like defending yourself or defending your stance or feeling like you have to like strive for something. So I feel like you guys feeling like you need to strive, okay? So I'll do the love reading after. So feeling like you guys can strive, needing to strive to get somewhere, right? But make sure that it doesn't burn you out, okay? The Seven of Wands. So it's like wanting to be at the head of something, right? Wanting to move up maybe in work or just be seen the way that you want to be seen by the people that know you, all right? And that can be very frustrating to not be taken seriously and then trying to gain more respect with people that know you, work, and so on. In a love relationship, this could be a lot of arguing, fighting, and it's probably over money, okay? It's like two very strong personalities, and just taking a break from things can help you out. And there's going to be a lot of judgment. People are going to think that they're right, the other person. Everyone feels that they're right, and things are just moving and accelerating and just getting out of control. But there's a point of where you can work this out with the person. You have the Hermit here, and you have the Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. So for some of you, this might be almost a legal matter where things fall apart, relationship-wise, work-wise. and then work itself back out again, and starting over with new ideas and new plans. Okay, but you have 3 kings here. You have the pentacle, the wand, and the sword. So eventually words are going to take over, but first it's going to be more about money and about power, right? And a lot of fire, a lot of emotions, and everyone's going to think their idea is the best. Taking a step back, still arguing, judgment, putting blame. It just keeps accelerating, getting faster, like I said before. Thinking things over. There's a wise voice that comes in, maybe someone you know that you can trust. And the same thing goes for a love relationship, you know, or from work. But things are going to even get worse, because someone thinks that they have ownership to something, they have more rights to something because they've worked for it, even worked harder for it. So what's going to break it is really who bought the item or who has put in most of the work. Okay, and sometimes that's not the main issue of who put in the actual physical work, but the other person maybe was home. Like, for instance, one person goes out and work, the other person's home, and there was an agreement. So not because you're the one that's, say, making the money at the job, but the other person's making sure the home's okay. So there's a balance there. Another example, I mean, you can flip this in many ways, but another example could be an agreement where one person is the head or the face of something, but there's someone in the back doing the work. So they're both doing the work. So it's one person gets seen more and recognized, but there's still people behind the scenes, if you will, right? So the 7 of Wands is like that conflict, that trying to prove your point, standing your ground, just trying to justify your actions, right? And if your back's against the wall, you're going to want to defend yourself. If you are backing away and someone's like following you, well, they shouldn't be following you and running after you. So if you're trying to leave, you know, and going about your way, you shouldn't be chased, right? So it's like your back is against the wall. There's a lot of heartache over this, a lot of words being used. Money becomes a focus, an issue, and who has more power. And then the person that really doesn't have a lot of resources still have power, and they want their voice to be heard. And that's the King of Wands, right? The King of Pentacles, King of Wands. Now you have the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups is like that time away to think, okay? Major Arcana, Judgment, okay? Very powerful, very stressful situation. But you just have to remember that you have your point of view, the other person has theirs, okay? So the wands, things are just coming at you, or just moving very swiftly. And this is very powerful because a lot of the things will sound solid and concrete, but it's very forceful, okay? The Major Arcana, the Hermit, is offering a lot of thought, okay? A lot of thought. And there's like a breaking point between these big major events, even the Tower, okay? A lot of egos are going to get crushed here, okay? So let's get some wisdom from the animals, all right? You have the wolf. The wolf is coming in strong, man. The wolf is coming in strong, saying that you are safe and protected at all times. The guardian, like the guardian. So, you know, you feel like you have to protect yourself. Okay, let's put the adventuring here, because the 9 of Pentacles represents money, rose, love, just healing that heart, that whole situation. Okay, and I feel like the strength with the carnelian, I feel like the King of Sword offers a lot of wisdom, a lot of words here. And the wolf is you being strong through it and really protecting yourself without making the other person, without criticizing the other person, because that just builds up another wall, is seeing what the real issue is, and who needs what and why is it important to that person. Who needs what and why is it important? Okay, so let's shuffle the wisdom cards and see what they have to offer, Capricorn. I rejoice in my employment. Okay, so I'm going to put this over the King, okay, of Pentacles. I rejoice in my employment, and also the King of Wands, okay? So it's good to be happy about what you do to take care of yourself in this life, and then realizing how fortunate you are with your life story, and also not everyone has the same strength as maybe you have. The mind, the way the mind works, to overcome things, or to think and actually care about having balance, what have you. But this card, I rejoice in my employment, is speaking of having a way of taking care of yourself, right? And then maybe looking at how many different ways is employment. Sometimes it's not receiving money and a paycheck and a proof like that, but sometimes it's the time that you put in, but you're not getting the pay, but you are raising a decent human being. So there's a lot of ways of contributing to society, and it is an employment, but not that definition where there's a pay attached to it. Okay, so hopefully that helps and it relates to somebody out there. Thank you for watching this video, and have a beautiful April 2018. Peace.